Good evening, live stream. Welcome to our Pure Word Bible study. Sorry, we're running a little and share this. And good evening to you, Jack. I know you're on there, excited to hear what we're going to discuss on tonight. And hello to you all that are here in the fellowship hall. So we're going to be looking at today. I told you to keep this Christ centered. So we're going to be looking at on last week we talked about, was it centering your relationship? What was last week? Yeah, okay, centering your relationship. So today we want to look at centering your decisions. Okay, centering your decisions. So I want to ask a question, just to icebreaker. What makes trusting God difficult when making a decision? What makes trusting God difficult when making a decision?
Because you can't see what's going to happen. I mean, you tell you to do something or whatever, and then you don't see it. We people that we have to see what's, and we making a decision, it have to make sense to us. Sometimes the decisions that we make don't make sense, but he may tell you what you're doing. So it's kind of hard to trust, but you're afraid of what the outcome may be.
Mhm. Okay. Anybody else?
I feel too though, you lose control over the situation.
Okay.
When you let go of something, it's no longer in your control. You gotta trust somebody else. It's in somebody else's hands, basically.
Okay. So it feel like it's like I got to depend on someone
hmm
that you feel has a better perspective or better outcome than you do.
hmm
Okay. Ruth, you got it? So how you feel?
I do.
Okay. All right. So where do you excuse me? Where do you tend to lean on when we read this? Where do you tend to lean on your own understanding? Where do you tend to lean on your own understanding?
Money and relationship
Relationship,
and
money.
money. Sometimes we get scared and we don't maybe on the move
Mhm.
like we should.
Okay. I've been there. We lean more on our currency because we see it. We feel more comfortable. Then okay. Trey, you want to take a stand?
No, I ain't gonna answer for that one.
Well, maybe you got to answer for number 3, and I'll start with you. How do you usually sense God's direction in your life?
I don't understand it.
How do you usually
Uh,
sense God's direction in your life? How do you sense this is God leading me?
sometimes just through prayer and having a peace about a situation. A lot of times, and sometimes it's all about confirmation. Something I just been praying about, and somebody comes and like confirms it and stuff like that. That's normally how I would, but leaning on that though is probably like through having peace about the situation. It's like I know it's a good. I know it's God telling me to go forward with it. Just having peace about it.
Okay, ladies.
There, having peace, um, having peace about praying, first you pray about it, and you got peace about it. And ask God to open up the doors. Or if it ain't for you to close the doors, then trust the process.
If it don't line up with His word, it's not necessarily peace all the time. If it didn't line up with what I know, it don't work to I don't feel
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all y'all had good answers. Real good. No peace because it's gonna be on our line. We got put peace in there. Then also like Ruth said, God's word. If it don't line up with His word, you most definitely know that He's not in it. Okay. So all right. So in your outline, we'll go ahead. This is. If anyone else say, what's your pastor's favorite scripture? Y'all know it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Okay. That was my very first sermon that I preached. So introduction. Every believer faces decisions, big ones, small ones, daily ones. life-changing ones. But the question is, what or who is at the center of your decision making? Proverbs 3:5 gives us God's blueprint for making decisions that honor Him, lead us into His will. So these verses are simple enough for a child to memorize, yet deep enough to guide a lifetime. Okay, a lifetime. So Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways, all of your ways." There was all your ways. All your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Okay? Not that He might, not that He maybe, but He shall direct your path. All right, so point number one, center decision begin with trusting God's wisdom. Okay? Trust in the Lord trust in the Lord with what? All our heart. Trust is a heart posture. Okay? It's not casual belief. It's not confident reliance, but trust must be complete with all of your heart, not halfway, not when it's convenient, not when you agree. Trust is rooted in God's character. Okay, you trust Him because what? Y'all help me.
He is faithful. He is wise. He is good. He sees what you cannot see.
Man, that's the key. He sees what we cannot see, y'all. Okay, and then you cannot center your decision on Christ if your trust is divided. Okay, everyone say if it's divided. So if your trust is divided, you're in trouble. Okay. Number two, centered decision requires rejecting self what? Self-reliance. Okay. 5B, and lean not unto what? Your own understanding. Okay, that's very important, y'all. When we talk about decision making and trusting God, we cannot lean on our own understanding because our understanding is jacked up. Okay, we don't. I already said we don't what? We don't see what He sees. Okay, old folks say He sits high and He looks low. Okay, it's like playing football. What's those computers up in the booth? The
Coordinators.
coordinator, they're up in the booth, so they can see what's down on the field. They can see better than a person that's sitting level high. They up high, right? So they looking down. They see everything. That's how God is. He sits high. He's looking down. He sees everything. He sees the roadblock. He sees the pitfalls. He sees everything, y'all. We cannot see it. All right. So do not depend on your own perspective. Okay. Very important. We do not depend on our own perspective. Your understanding is what? Limited. What else?
Emotional. Influenced by past wounds. Shaped by circumstance.
So the last two, we want to just look at that. So your understanding sometimes is limited. We know it's limited. It's emotional because sometimes we get emotional, don't we? And we make decisions off of what? Emotions. Okay? Then it's influenced by past wounds. Sometimes, this didn't work for me last time. Last time this happened. Last time this happened. And so it kind of entwines with our understanding because we understand that this happened and it hurt. We experienced it. So we can say, now I know this don't work. This is bad. You take Peter down who was fishing. And Jesus said, hey, cast out your net. What did Peter tell him?
We're fishing all night.
He said, we're going to throw it all night. Peter went off of his own what?
Understand?
His own understanding. He said, look, man, I'm a fisherman. We've been toiling all night long.
And they ain't biting.
And now he get there. He goes, bang, round the teacher. They ain't biting. Come on, Jesus. Man, we were down here all night. We were out here 7, 8 hours. They ain't biting. Just catch your net. Come on, man, just catch your net. And what did Peter say?
Nevertheless, at your will.
Nevertheless your word. I'm going to do it. Since you got all the answers, since you know everything, I'm going to do it. And the Bible said he cast the net over, and when he cast the net over, the Bible said that net what? Began to break. Okay? And so that's going to show us what? He understood fishing. He said, we toil all night. I got experience, man. Show you. Jesus, look, man, I'm showing you, you ain't running nothing. And sometimes that's what Christ does in our life, is that he'll allow little things to happen. Say, well, go do it again. I know it ain't working. I'm telling you now. You know, it's like, it may be small, but it wasn't small. My wife's pedicure chair, she called it, this chair's acting up. This chair, the jets were working. This, that. And I said, well, I'll give a look at it. So maybe the motor, from my experience, I said, the motor's what's going on. You know, she said, I got to turn the little knob. We got to do this. And so, hey, we don't worry about it. We just look into it. And she goes, try to find a little book. And lo and behold, there was the little plastic piece for the jet. It was a magnet. Was it a magnet? Kind of like a little magnet. Check it out.
It was an extra one, thing that glowed, and I had it
For years.
10 years.
And all the
Head all the
I
time.
didn't even know I had a extra one. I guess it came with the machine when I
Yeah.
bought it.
And I'm like, oh Lord, I'm gonna buy another $3,000 pedicure machines. Oh Lord, no. You know, and then she comes, so guess what all these things work? This one on Bible gun. You know, the Holy Spirit ain't go here to love and
I
find.
don't even go in that kid.
Don't even go in there something 10 years, man. And it's been working what? Ever since.
So I popped it up on there.
Yeah. So you can't go on your own understanding. We all understand God really shaming us when we thought we had it together, haven't we? Yeah, we so I know this ain't gonna happen, that ain't gonna happen. Then Isaiah says what? Read that for me, Reed.
His thoughts are not our
His
thoughts.
thoughts are not our thoughts. And then I think the B part is said, and his ways are what? Not our ways. Okay, so self-reliance is the enemy of spiritual what? Discernment. Okay, you cannot lean on God and lean on yourself at the same time. Isn't that a coincidence? You can't say I'm leaning on God and then you're also leaning on yourself. You got to choose who you're going to lean on.
Got a question real quick.
All right.
Just going back to page 4 on that too. But some life has a way of shaping us though. And so it's natural for us to put a barrier up of things that won't hurt us again.
True.
And so how would a person how can a person truly trust something that maybe been so sensitive one time in their life about, like you talking about influence by past wounds and stuff like that. So how just say for instance a person got heartbroken, got cheated on,
Mhm.
and now it's hard for them to open themselves back up to fully have that trust again in somebody, So how would a person
Very
go
good
about
question. What y'all think?
doing that?
Very good question. What y'all think?
Something to that perspective. I can see, a lot of people do shut down, a lot of times people do take their past, and
Mhm.
if God will bring somebody else, they looking at that person, see if they see any attributes of what happened in the last relationship.
Mhm.
You look for things like that, and instead of being able to grow with that person, you look for like see if he's cheating or whatever.
Mhm.
It's just always in your head,
Mhm.
but you just got to pray and ask God, if this the one, and He'll show you, and if it's not, ask Him to show you that too, and just because I always say you ain't with nobody 24/7. So,
Mhm.
all that crazy about following people right on time. I ain't got time for that shit. So, you just have to trust God. You have to trust God through the process. To give you peace of that,
Mhm.
that's going for you. And don't let Satan snatch that from you. So a lot of times, what Satan does, he'll let you bring that old relationship into that new, and you can't grow and become one
Mhm.
because you got that baggage in the back of your head of what happened to you.
Okay, so Trey kind of took us on a little rabbit chase.
My bad.
No, it's fine. You couldn't talk about relationships, so it's Bible study. That's the good part about it. You can kind of chase those rabbits. But psychologists, psychiatrists will actually when they're counseling people, they'll tell them that, a lot of time what happens, that individual has not actually healed. And when they say they go through a breakup or something like that, instead of healing, they try to instantly get someone else, and they're trying to hide instead of being healed. They try to hide their hurts. They try to make it like, oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm doing better now. Want you to think
Right.
but they hide their hurts and their pain. And a lot of times it's just best to just back up and just heal first. Get yourself together first, because you start carrying that into another relationship. This person ain't did nothing to you. And you just may run off a good person because you haven't dealt with your hurt or your pain. So best thing to do sometimes, I tell people all the time, after the big major breakup, don't run instant to get somebody. Get to know yourself first, heal first. Tell others, no, right now I'm no good for nobody. I need to heal first. I need to be whole first, and then you'll be able, because you made to see clearly.
Right.
Because if you go into a relationship and hurt, you really ain't seeing. You just in there to cover up
Right.
the hurt and the wounds. Okay, so that was for free. Last thing, if you're in a relationship, that was for you. I gave an illustration. You can't lean on two chairs at once. You'll fall, right? You must choose which one is going to what? Hold your weight. Now I can't simply lean at this table and lean at that table and this table at the same time. I got to choose which table I'm going to lean on. And so you make the decision. You got to say, am I going to lean on my problems, my experience, or am I going to lean and trust in God? And we already said, God got wisdom, he got knowledge, he got a good track record, right? All right, so the third one, centering your decision comes from seeking what?
God's will.
God's will. Okay? In all your ways, acknowledge him. Acknowledge means what, y'all? More than what? More than mention it. Lord, I'm going to tell you about this, but I'm going to head down here anyway. Sometimes you have to wait. You got to, and when we say everything, you acknowledge him in everything. Okay, every decision, every deal, everything you're going to do, say, Lord, I'm going to pray about it, and I'm going to seek you. It's like, I'm not going to say we're a lot, but we're praying about a situation, okay? And so instead of making a hasty decision, I just said when I was doing this lesson, it hit me. Maxwell, slow down. Don't make this decision so quickly. Had to back up, because I'm like, I got to get out of this angst, that gets you in trouble too, don't it? Yeah. The Bible said be anxious for what? For nothing. But in what? Prayer and supplication. And make your request be done. You know what I'm saying? And so that'll get you too. You get excited. You want to hurry up. But acknowledging him means, Lord, I'm bringing you into this situation. Okay? It means consult him, invite him, submit to him, consider his word, ask his spirit. Lord, lead me, guide me into this decision. Okay? And then the big part says what, y'all?
In
All your ways. Man, and what is all? All is all, man. In all your ways, acknowledge him. Make not just your big decision. Okay? Everyone say, not just my big decision.
Not just my big decision.
Because sometimes we think God's only involved in what? Big ones. We think we can handle the little ones, don't we? And how many times have a little decision became big?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The big ones only became big because you didn't what? We didn't acknowledge it. So he says, in all your ways, acknowledge me. Acknowledge me in your relationship. Acknowledge me in your finances. Acknowledge me in work. Acknowledge me in your parenting. Acknowledge me in ministry. And also in your daily choices. Acknowledge me. And I'm going to pick on it. Because we was talking last week. We can laugh about it now. It's funny. Sean old as I am now. Kamisha. And so we can laugh at it. And we was laughing. We just reminiscing, And she said, we was talking about people getting whooped, and I was talking about how Travis would, I said, I always had to whoop y'all. I said, I had to be the villain. Mom said, go there, whoop. And then she figured out I whooped him too hard. You whooped him too hard. Well, you whoop him. I said, I'm done. So y'all, when my team was bad, they were bad. And so I said, here you go, Rick. They all messed up. Travis got in trouble. Here's the belt. Travis go in there, she put the trap, and he just started, he started scratching at him. I'm sitting there watching TV, and I'm like, Well, he having too much fun to be getting a whooping. And so I go in here, he just sitting up. He sitting on the bed. I said, give me that belt. So I took the belt. He started playing. Hey, look, he fall out the bed. Okay? But Commissioner was a different kind of child. She was very, very strong willed. Had a strong will. I would whoop her, Ruth, and whoop her. And so I said, she ain't blinking. I said, this girl, and I heard my arm. And I said, man, back then we call it Stan. Stan gonna get me. I said, this girl ain't, she just sitting in bed. She just sitting there. I said, you know what? I went to Aretha, I said, Aretha, I said, I don't know what to do. True story, Aretha. I said, I do not know. I said, boy, she was a slave. She been a hard boy. What's your name? She didn't come to it anyway. And I went to the Lord and I said, Lord, you made it. And I said, I acknowledge you. I said, you got to show me what I need to do. Because the Bible said, train up your child. What? And the way they should go. Now that train up means each child is different. Okay? You can whoop one, you can just talk to another one scared. Or you can take her towards something from her. And the Holy Spirit said, this is what you got to do. He said, pack her bags. Get a suitcase, pack her clothes up. You sit down, you have a talk with her, and tell her that the girl's state school is coming to pick her up, and she's leaving y'all resident. Did I agree? And I said, so we went down, throw some clothes in the bag. She came home, and she said, Mr. B, talk to you. We sat her down and said, we love you. We want you to do good, but you just acting up. And I said, we done all we can do. I said, whooping is not help. I said, so we love you. And I said, in the morning, I said, so people gonna come pick you up. You got your bags packed. You're gonna be going away for a while. The boy, them big eyes started rolling in tears. And she just started crying and hollering and all that. And don't you know, after that, she said, I do better, I promise you. I ain't whacked up much, I promise you. I said, no, I said, you're lying. I said, look, never really. I said, you ain't gonna do better. And Ruthie, boy, she got the crying and tears, being all that. But I said, don't be lying, no. And after that, we never had one problem. You ready? When they started making A's, B's, never got another whooping all through school. Just by saying, you're gonna leave here. See, God knows what that, seriously, God knows what that child, and sometimes we have to go to God and ask God, what's the best remedy? Okay? Because sometimes this one there, y'all, ain't always good. Some children, you can't say go put in the corner. Time out, go in the corner. Some you may have to get a belt. Some you may have to, because the Bible said a rod of correction, what? Drives it out of them. Okay? So in all our ways acknowledge him. God guides, sorry, Mitch. God guides those who seek him. So if we seek him, y'all, he's gonna what? He's gonna guide us. He doesn't hide his will from surrendered hearts. Those who invite God in and say, God, I need you. Come into this situation. Guide my thoughts. Guide me through this. God said, I'll come in. Before you decide, ask, Lord, what do you want what in this? Okay? And sometimes, y'all, there's just something else. When you're going through, sometimes people always say, Lord, why me? Get me out. I don't deserve this. But a lot of times, I've learned this, and I learned it very, very early. Lord, what are you teaching me through this? See, a lot of times we think, and then too, we got to learn how to take constructive criticism. Everyone say constructive criticism. Yeah, we got to learn, and that was hard for me. Woo! But you trying to take constructive criticism. It was rough. But when you take that, that helps you to develop. And I learned that, early too, is that sometimes you gotta learn how to take constructive criticism, and it makes you better. I remember when I was taking a course and we had to go in, I think it was speech or something, and you had to go in, you had to speak, and the professor sitting there and you speaking, He said, Randy, he said, you got too many arms. You know, you talking, you know, and he said, too many arms. I said, Lord, have mercy, man. You know, but you know, it hurted me. Because what? Nobody likes to what? Be told. Come on, y'all. Nobody likes to be told what to do. But a lot of times you have to take that and look at that and take that and develop from it. Okay? So, centric decision leads to God's what? Direct path. And he shall what? Direct our path. God promised direction, not confusion, not chaos, and not guesswork. Direct. It means to make what? Straight. The Lord said, I'll make your path straight. Ever see him make it straight? And what this means in Hebrew, y'all, when he said, I'll direct your path. Y'all ready for this? If you got a pen, you might write this down. Because you might not ever hear it again no way. Just looking up Hebrew and Greek word. I mean Hebrew word. To direct your path means if it's not one, I'll make one. That's all it means. I'll direct your path. You said, Lord, I don't see a way. The Lord said, I'll make a way because I am the way. Lord, I don't see how I'm going to be able to pay this. I don't see how. He said, you must forget, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am what? The life. So next time you're going through something, Lord, I don't see a path. The Lord said, I'll make one for you. And I got another illustration for you too. I should have put it in here. My sister, hello, Jack, I know you're watching. She was working at the post office, and she wanted to come to Bible study, and she loved Bible study. And she wanted to be here, and we had changed and went to Tuesday. I don't know if that's when we changed to Tuesday. When we changed, they changed her schedule or something. Now they took away her job. I'm not for sure. But Jack, you can type in there if I'm telling it wrong. They took away her job or position or something. It was going to cause her not to come to Bible study. Supervisor knew she loved the Lord. They knew she loved coming to church. And they said, I'm sorry, we're going to do it, your job. Well, she went and looked on the board. Job wasn't on there. The ones they was going to give her, she had to work on Tuesday, all that. The boss came back and they created one for her. They created a job. So that's what God did. God said, if you seek me and you acknowledge me, I'll create one. And I really believe people who really want to serve God and really want to do his will, and you want to join, so I work on Sunday. If you tell God, make a way that I don't have to work on Sunday, he'll make it. But most of them don't want to ask him. No, Lord, I got on this job. You know I need the job. You know I need the money. But Lord, I also want to be where I can go and worship. Or Lord, let me up in Tuesday, where I can at least go to Bible study. Or let me be off. I can at least make Sunday school, make something. And I believe that person really sincere and bring God in and say, God, make a path where I can be off and where I can worship you, he'll do it. I believe that. But I also believe that most people don't want him to. Because man, that's my biggest day, or I got stuff to do on Monday. So I'd rather work on Sunday and be off on Monday. They substitute. Here it is. Make straight, he remove obstacles. He opened the right door. He closed the wrong ones. He aligns circumstances with what, y'all? His purpose. He'll take the circumstance you thought was bad. He said, I'm going to align it with my purpose. God's timing is part of his direction. Sometimes he says what?
Yes.
Sometimes he says, sometimes he says,
Not yet.
sometimes he says,
Wait.
wait and trust me. Those are the answers you'll get when you're praying. Yes, no, not yet. Wait, trust me. Little history real quick. They're back in the biblical days. And I must, y'all heard the word fleece? Go ahead.
I got to ask a question. Do sometimes he just don't say nothing?
I should have said, how come they on there?
won't say it. You know, I think, well, I think he'll always answer yes, no, not yet, or wait, or trust me. I really do. I think you sometimes yes, he's silent. Because the Bible says say he wasn't in the storm, he wasn't in the fire, but he's in the quiet, still voice. I think God is always speaking to us. Uh, but that's a good question. Uh, Live stream, y'all can answer that one. Do you think sometimes the Lord don't say nothing at all? I personally, uh, when he don't, I think automatically he's saying wait or trust him. Now, what I was saying earlier is that y'all ever heard the word fleece?
Mhm.
Who do y'all know in the Bible that did a fleece?
Um,
No.
um,
Was it Elijah? That was Gideon. I think it was Gideon. He took a cloth or whatever and he laid it on the ground. And he said, Lord, let dew get on top on the bottom and not on the top. It was something like that. Okay, I may have it backwards. But I know it was dew. I think we'll say that let the dew be all around it, but not on the fleece. Okay, you just put in there who did a fleece. And she'll find it, we'll read it. So anyway, he did a fleece to ask God's direction. Okay? So I tell people all the time, you still can do a fleece. I do them. Okay? But here it is. When you do them, you really have to be ready to receive what he says.
Don't play like that.
You don't play like that. Because really,
I ain't ready.
I ain't ready for this. I'm gonna tell you why you ain't ready. I'm gonna tell you why you're not ready. You wanna know why? Let me tell you why you ain't ready. Because you really want it your way.
Yeah.
And you really already know in your heart
What you
what you want to do anyway. Huh?
He was right. It was Gideon.
It was getting it. What read it for us?
It is Gideon put on his feet in the Bible in Judges 6:36.
Yeah.
Confirms God's promise that he would save Israel from the Midianites. As a test of faith, Gideon asked God to make a wood fleece wet and do while the surrounding ground remained dry.
Right. See, he asked God, and God did it. So he knew then, God said, yes, I'm going to keep my promise. Now, don't always tempt God with a fleece. Sometimes you got to take his word. Sometimes you got to move out of faith. Okay? So don't go every time. Here's a fleece. Here's a fleece. Don't fleece God. I can't say the devil, but don't just fleece God till you don't worry him. With fleece. Because now you ain't going to be trusting in him. You're going to be trusting what? In the fleece. But
You sleep your full time trying to get what you want.
I'm tell you something. I'm tell you something. This is the truth. Live stream, you know, for the same one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. My wife will tell you I do a fleece, and I never tell you what I do to it. I never tell her what I do for my fleece. Because what works for me might not work for you. But we made a decision. I said, my mom passed away, and my dad was living by himself. And I told her, I said, you know what? I said, let's move out of this apartment and let's move in with my dad, and we can save some money. You know, we just put back money. And I said, she said, I don't know about that, baby. I said, come on, think about it. I said, we move on. I said, come on, my sister. I said, think about it. Come on, my sister. I said, I'm going to go do a fleece. I went out there and I done the fleece, and the Lord said no 3 times. I came back, and my wife said, what did the Lord say? And what did I say? I said, he said yes, I lied. He said, yes, I lied, bro. He said, hey, I'm a lie to tell you it works. Okay? I lied on the Lord. I said, he said yes. And I knew he said no. And we caught nothing but pure hell. We couldn't say, whooping out of this world, man. And guess what? We never saved a dime. I don't know how God does it. He blew all of that money. We couldn't even get out and get a 1 bedroom apartment. I would get up every morning going to work, broke, couldn't save nothing. What you mean you couldn't save nothing? I don't know how God done it, but I got a witness right there. I tell you, I don't know. We spent about a year or two. Well, how long was it? About a year. He wouldn't release it. He said, "I'm gonna whoop you so bad. I'm gonna whoop your butt." Then my dog and grandpa get into it. I was like,
Scared my grandpa.
my dad called me. Scared my grandpa. Daddy called me. Hey, Jay, Daddy called me. Said, "I think this girl wanna do something." I said, "Oh Lord." It was a total wreck, man.
Oh, man.
You cannot get me now. When God speaks, when I do that cookies, yes, he scammed my parents. He said, "No, he said, she scammed me." So anyway, we don't get out of there, but anyway. Man, that showed me right there. So I'm telling you now, if you do a fleece and you're asking God and you're trusting God for that fleece, and when he give it to you, you guys, because here it is, I'm gonna give you biblical for it. The priest would wear a breastplate on their chest. And behind that breastplate was a thing called Urim and Thummim. And the priest carried a rock. It was black on one side, white on the other side. And David come to the priest and say, "Should I go fight?" And so the priest will reach into the Urim and Thummim. And if it came out white, it meant yes. If it came out black, it meant
No.
no. Okay, so it is biblical concept to doing fleece and seeking God. Okay, I'm not saying you do totally depend on that, y'all, but you like what Sarah, you got his word. Okay, so God will not just God will is not just about destination, it's about the path he leads you on. Okay, how to discern, doors, opportunities, and timing. Okay? And y'all read it for me.
God never leads contrary to his word. Does it require you to compromise? If so, it's not from him. Does it produce peace or oppression? God's direction brings peace even when it's hard. Does it fit your God-given gifts and calling? God will and love with how he made you. God has no form.
Last counsel. Okay. I'll say then the last one. Godly people.
Our
Doors
doors
open
open
and
and
answer. You don't have to force what God is blessing. Surrender to his timing. Delay does not mean you deny.
There you go. That's it.
I think, this been, I don't know how many years ago now, but anyway, me and my sister that was here Sunday, we used to be. I said we was just April and cool, and we was always getting into stuff. So one day I told her, I said, if God didn't give it to us, we not gonna try to go for it no more.
Mhm.
It's like, we could go out and get a car and make up us food. So how much you made?
Yeah.
And you gonna do what we gotta do.
Right.
And I told her, I said, we gonna stand on God's word. We not doing it no more.
Mhm.
If he didn't give it, we not gonna do it.
Mhm.
And I said, so let's just stop all that.
Mhm.
I don't wanna live like that no more.
Mhm.
And I promise you, I don't know what she doing now, but what I decided it wasn't no more, be no more lying and getting nothing.
Mhm.
I was gonna be honest. It changed everything.
Yeah.
It's just different. If it wasn't God didn't give it to me, I don't know.
No scheming.
No.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, we danced some stuff. Me and her.
That's maturity.
But it was like I said, it's probably been about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When we had that conversation, I honestly told her, no, don't come to me and ask me to help you. I'm not doing it with you. We stopped.
And that's a hard life to live. To always scheming and manipulating to get things. Just think about it. That's just a hard way Me and my sister talked about that. I rather just trust God. And here's my philosophy. I don't want nothing God don't want me to have. I pray about stuff, even people say to me, man, you never, job on my job. Man, how long you been reading Peter? Man, 35 years. And this and that. I said, when jobs came open, I said, God, if you want me to have them, open the door. And so when I look back over it now, I'm glad he didn't. Because I'm probably way better than I am. I'd be lazy, and all that stuff. So it keep me more active. And God just some blessing, and so uh, uh, it's just to scheme and not to trust God is it makes I've seen people who didn't trust God and people that do, and the person that trusts God seem to get down the road a whole lot further than the one that's scheming and plotting.
What they say, always look behind your back.
In the look at God, no good way.
That God would have it.
We are made.
Yeah, we fabricate that blessing.
I mean, I see people doing.
Yeah, they fabricate their own blessing and say, "Oh, look at God," and God, no, that wasn't God, that was you. Okay, so often, and I like this one. God often speak through godly people. Okay, and then I said, you got to go and get wise counseling, godly people. Just don't go to anybody, y'all. Just hey, what you think? Go to some people that you know that are godly. That's gonna give you some good godly counsel. Okay. Any other question before we read the closing prayer? Comment. Did anyone need to just fan out to you all? Did anyone just say, this is one I just stand on? And one of them. And I like, Ruth hit it on the head earlier when we first opened up. God never leads contrary to his words. Okay. So that's what gets me when people say they put God in it. Now sometimes it's best to leave God out. Just say this is what you want to do. Because if you did it based on his word and you did it how he told you to do it, and then if it still worked out that way, you can say God done it. Because God done it what? Through his word.
And that's like, they say that he don't have any confusion or chaos.
Right.
It's confusion or chaos, and then God ain't no.
God never in it. You can't come to me and say God's in it because it's chaos. He's not the author of confusion. And I'm gonna get up. I mean, you just made a line. Sister, you're lying. And just say it's something I want to do, and I'm going to do it. Don't put God in the equation and say God told me or God did this when God's not the author of confusion, man. He's not. Okay. Great class live stream. We are done. Thank you for chiming in with us. We still want to invite you to come on out, be a part of our Tuesday night Bible study. We have a good time. You're welcome. 2001 Prayer Road. Hey, if you're unchurched or looking for one, come on out Sunday. Give us an opportunity to come on out and fellowship with us. Bye bye now.